Chapter 61:38. At the same time, he was also prepared. If no one took over, he would have to wait until the last moment. But once the lease expires, with the current situation of operating at a loss, they will definitely not be able to sign a one-year lease with the landlord. So they will have to pack up and leave at that time, handing the shop back to the landlord in exchange for being in the landlord's hands. If they ask for a transfer fee now, they are basically holding the mentality that they can get away with it. Once the lease reaches the last month, they will naturally give up the unrealistic fantasy of transfer fees. When Peter saw that there were not many goods in the other shop, he knew that the boss must have entered the stage of dumping goods. He would sell whatever he could, no matter how many times. But it was absolutely impossible for him to spend more money to purchase goods. In fact, Peter is not short of money. The transfer fee of more than 100,000 yuan is a drop in the bucket for him. However, he also knew very well that in areas such as Antique Street where shops are concentrated, there are no secrets between each other, such as which business is good, what year it started, where the boss is from, and whether there is anything fishy about the business. Almost everyone can find out. If he buys this store today and the contract has not been signed yet, the entire Antique Street will probably know about it. If he knows that he has been taken advantage of, he will definitely become a talking point and a laughing stock among the merchants in the entire street. Moreover, he plans to open a store and start by collecting antiques and helping to identify antiques. Once someone labels him as someone who has been taken advantage of, don't know how many people from all walks of life will come to deceive him in the future. Although he has enough professionalism to ensure not to be deceived, when everyone thinks that he is a dishonest person, he will be exhausted just dealing with those people. As for the business of appraising antiques, he doesn't have to think about it at all. No one will pay someone to appraise things. Therefore, if you want to gain a foothold in the Antique Street, the first thing you need to do is to get a good price. So, he said, "Let's do this, boss, for the remaining 3 months of your rent. I will pay you the actual rent. Isn't your current rent 180,000 per year? 1 month is 15,000. 3 months' rent is 45,000 yuan. As for you, you don't have to spend it here. With these 3 months' rent, you can make some money, but I can't pay for the transfer fee to you." When the other party heard this, his expression suddenly became a little depressed and he said, "How can that be done? I spent 300,000 yuan in transfer fees at that time. It was real money, not even a penny less. You have to give me some amount." Peter shook his head and said, "I'm sorry, I have limited funds. I have to stock up the store after I book it. I really don't have enough money. If you charge a transfer fee, then I can only go and take a look elsewhere." The other party still wanted to stretch his arms, so he said, "There's nothing I can do about it, just take a look again." Peter didn't say anything, turned around, and walked out. The other party didn't expect that he would walk so decisively. Even with his tail, he didn't leave a room for him, so he felt a little panicked. His shop has been transferred to other parties for half a year. During this period, almost no one came to ask. Occasionally, 1 or 2 would turn around and leave as soon as they heard about the transfer fee. Moreover, some people knew that they were in a hurry to transfer, and even left the remaining items. The rent is required to be discounted in half too. He has worked hard for 6 months and today, he has lost another 90,000 yuan in rent. But in these 6 months of exhausting work, the net profit is less than 20,000 yuan. And as the goods in his store become less and less, it has inevitably given people the feeling that it is about to become a yellow stall. So there has been no business recently. The customers who occasionally come to buy things can also see that they are anxious to clear the goods. When it comes to goods, the price is not cut in half, but directly discounted or even lower. If the consumption continues, the next 3 months will probably be even more difficult. Instead of doing this, it is better to get rid of it quickly and find a peer to exchange the remaining goods at a low price. so that he can be relieved as soon as possible. So, he stopped Peter and said, "Brother, don't leave in a hurry. Let's talk again. If you think the transfer fee of 150,000 yuan is too much, then I'll give you another figure. What do you think of 100,000 yuan?" Peter turned around and said seriously, "I won't pay a penny for the transfer fee." The man became anxious and blurted out, "You can give me 10 or 20,000 yuan for tea. My shop is really good. You can definitely make money by taking it." Peter thought for a moment and said, "Well, if you can vacate the shop for me today, I will give you 5,000 yuan as a hard work fee, and I will pay you the rent for the remaining 3 months. You have 50,000 yuan, and even 1 cent more I leave. If you think it's okay, call the landlord now to sign the contract. In addition, quickly pack up your things and find a truck to take them away. If you think it's not okay, then I'll leave directly." After saying that, Peter added, "To be honest, if I look around again, I will definitely find a more suitable shop than yours. But you are different. You sit here and wait stupidly, but you can't wait for me to be so sincere. If you are still determined and unwilling to cut off your flesh, then you have to be prepared to get the final result." Peter's words suddenly hit the other side's sore spot, and he cursed and said, "The oil stocks I bought more than 10 years ago are still stuck today. When it came time to cut the meat, I was reluctant to do it. I could have saved a few notes, but in the end, I even lost my trousers." Saying that, he gritted his teeth and blurted out, "Forget it, just as you said, I will free up the 50,000 yuan for you today." Peter nodded, "Then you contact the landlord and sign the contract together." Before the landlord came, the news that Peter had taken over the shop had already spread like wildfire on the antique street. Chen from the antique shop didn't expect Peter to be so fast. So he became a little anxious, so he quickly called Irvin. As soon as the call came through, he said impatiently, "Brother Irvin, that old boy Liang Yun's moves are too fast. This morning, he decided on the shop. Do you have any news about the things I asked you to find?" Irvin also didn't expect Peter to be so efficient, so he said, "Don't worry, I'm looking for someone to inquire. Liang Yun's level is higher than yours, and he may not be below me. It's hard to find something that can scare him." After that, he asked again, "Which shop did he get?" Chen blurted out, "The Old Treasures. It is said that he didn't pay even a penny in transfer fees." "Oh," Irvin said with some surprise. "The boss of Old Treasures is so stinky and tough that he even didn't confiscate a dime in transfer fees. Just transferred the store to Peter?" Chen said, "It's true. It is said that the owner of Old Treasures was given 5,000 yuan for moving expenses and told him to pack up and get out today. Isn't this fucking insulting? But still, he actually agreed to it. This guy named Ju has something." Irvin sighed and said, "Come on, I'll go to the antique street in the afternoon and meet him for a while first. Let's wish him good luck this time."